Alrighty, guys. It is November 1st, so that means it is officially Novel November. If that is, that's just what I'm gonna call it. I'm really excited again. I feel like I fell off in October, so are we off to a strong start? I'm not really sure. I slept in this morning. It was so needed. So now I'm sitting outside. It is our fall weather finally here in Austin, Texas. I'm really just gonna take in like the fresh air, try to get in, I want to say 300 words right now, and then that way I can pause if I want to, and then go make some breakfast, come back, do a little bit more writing after like thinking what I had just wrote, or and then possibly read. So one of my goals, besides like doing the researching and the writing, is to read, get better in my reading habits. If not, I'm definitely thinking bedtime, definitely right before bed, remove the screens, sup it with books. And I used to do that, and that worked really well for me. Then I got into like a really bad habit of falling asleep with the TV on, and I didn't like have reading and then the TV on in the background. I did not like the combination at all, so I like put the books down and like then I began to scroll and just rot. We're not gonna do that in November. What we are going to focus on writing for today, Saturday, November 1st, the first day, is we're going to focus on Project Knot. Project Knot is in its, draft 0 phase, and that is like my main priority during Novel November, is to get it to a complete draft 0, if that's what we want to call it. Another day, a different hoodie. Same spot, different hoodie. Another day, same spot, different hoodie. All right, propped up. I'm here outside again, just enjoying the fresh air. Please just kind of like ignore all this. I woke up more sick than I was feeling yesterday. So I'm hoping that means like I'm gonna get better in the next 2 days. It's kind of just a little bit inconvenient. It is that time of the year. And again, it's so inconvenient. But on that note, I am trying to get in a good chunk of writing today, even though like I feel super fogged up. Yesterday I did 510 words. My manuscript kind of in total is sitting at 10,286 words. So if today I can at least crack 1,000 words, I will be super happy and consider that like on track for Novel November, the second day. Will that happen? I don't know. Like I said, I very much am spacey right now. I am sipping on my tea, basically just trying to take it easy. And So, book festival was a great time, and now we're gonna just relax, and I'll do a little writing sprint tomorrow morning, and we'll talk about Project Terry. Just keep this kind of like short and sweet, more to a writing sprint, since we're just kind of doing a recap of the first week of Novel November. But first, let's talk about the Texas Book Festival. The Texas Book Festival was so much fun. It was really overwhelming. A lot of like vendor booths, panels to go to. I think they did such a well job, especially for the larger panels, especially like the Allie Hazelwood panel, like when she was on hers. So the first panel, I saw 3 panels. Well, 2.5 if we want to be honest, because I left one to get in line for another one. Definitely recommend getting in line at least 20-25 minutes before, because people will line up. I got very lucky with the first one to kind of like be waiting around for a friend, so like I got us a spot in line, and I'm really glad I did, because then I got a good seat, and I was able to get a seat. So yeah. As for the other one, well, I guess I'll talk about them right now. So the first one was Love Laughs and Happily Ever Afters. It had a panel of Catherine Center, Lila Lee, and Niana Kumar. So this one, basically they talked about like romance and like the formula in terms of like you were guaranteed a happily ever after, but it doesn't really matter how you get there, right? Like though despite like you're getting that same outcome, there really is no I just got scared. Formula of how you're getting to that happily ever after. Experience of being in the romance category. To me, this panel was really appealing because Project Not that I'm working on right now, the manuscript is kind of categorizing as a rom-com right now. So getting some insight about like their take on happily ever afters and elements that may go in it, the real life experiences that we could take and put into a romance category book. Super helpful. The second one, I pit stopped on, it was about like characterization and friendships and stories. It was really good. I didn't get to stick around long to have like a really good takeaway, besides the fact that like friendships are a good, essential part in a story. Like you can build entire manuscripts and storylines around friendships. And then the reason I didn't stick on that one, like stick in that panel to get a good enough takeaway, is because I went in line for the double booked writing for YA and adult audiences across genres. And that panel had Allie Hazelwood, Nia Stone, and Ninji Okorafor. So I loved this panel. It was really fun. The moderator was so fun. And this panel, I learned, like, if you want to write, do it, of course. But also, there is a little bit of a difference in terms, like, when you're writing middle grade YA, because we have gatekeepers in terms of, like, teachers, librarians, parents, versus, like, an adult, right? Like, we know what we gravitate towards as adults, whereas somebody's curating the palette selection for younger readers. And that's okay, right? I think there's definitely space, for that, and reason for that, because like you should protect, the discussions that you're having with middle to young adults are so different than adults. However, there was like this point made that there are some books that have the main character as like a 9-year-old, 11-year-old, and they're very, very mature, hard-hitting books in terms of like their topic and subject. So I don't know, I just thought like the difference and learning about like the different genres and how these authors have written for these different genres, and whether or not they've selected a pen name, not selected a pen name, how their audience has responded, how they've had like conversations with their publishers in regards of like what they should keep in, what they should take out, was so just it was so valuable. Honestly, like it was a fun panel, and I do think that the general gist is like, well, you can't box us, especially they're all females, so you cannot box females, and you cannot box writers and their creativity into one certain genre. Like, in the end, we're gonna write like what we want to write, and that should be respected, although it needs to it does compete with like finding a space on the bookshelf and in the market, and how publishers perceive authors should be sticking to like a specific brand. And they're basically like, fuck a brand. And I loved that, because the first book that I wrote, Cozy Mystery, I quickly, like, the second manuscript, like Project Terry and Project Not, they don't fall in that genre nor category. Like, I quickly realized, like, hey, that's not my genre. And so that's why I'm experimenting right now with, like, the rom-com vibes. To say, I'm proud of me for what I've done. I think the second week I'm gonna do better. I did go to a book festival. I was sick. I'm doing a lot. Not remember how many words I wrote the first and second day, but I did write the third day, 542, fourth day, 526, fifth day, 350, sixth day, 1,020. So, and then the 7th and the 8th, nothing. And here we are today of the 9th, nothing. Granted, it is 7:30 in the morning, and I am gonna have time to write. So, in general, I did get over 2,500 words, like, estimate. And my manuscript is sitting at a total of 13K words. I'm embarking on chapter 11 right now. I did get a few novels to help with writing, so I don't know if that is entirely correct in terms of like where it should be pacing wise, but again, we're not focusing on that. Like, right now we're just trying to get words out. So let's talk about some of like the struggles maybe, and like the struggles and adjustments that we're going to be doing. The biggest struggle for me was carving out dedicated time to write. A lot of these words is because I woke up 5:30, 6 o'clock, and was able to write before my job. After work, I'm tapped out. I'm not creative in the evening or afternoon. Not one bit. My brain doesn't work that way. So I'm going to continue to try to wake up early, but sleep is also really important, right? Don't know exactly how this is going to help moving forward in terms of like adjusting, but definitely taking advantage of weekends. Granted, yesterday I took off to do some field research, but today is Sunday, and I imagine my goal today is going to be 800 words. I will feel good about that. Second, the struggle was just like in terms of reaching 1,000 words a day. Personally, I reached some spots in the story where I was like, I don't really know what I want to happen next. And I know like we're just supposed to be writing, but this story I think is significantly better than the first two. And that is because I'm really sitting and thinking, is this going to make sense down the line? And I think that's going to take a lot of editing work out down the line as well. So honestly, if I only write, that low of 350 to 550, so be it. Like, I get to sleep and get back into the groove the next day with a new thought or something formulating. That's just how I feel like is this little challenge is benefiting me. Do I feel bad that I didn't write the last 2 days? I do. But that's okay, because I was doing book things. So I still count that as a win. Like, one of the days I turned my attention to Project Terry and pulled out the edits that I need to focus on for the coming days. That way I can at least make some edits to Project Terry during November. And there will be a video about that coming soon. Let's see. Another struggle is, yeah, I think like I said, I think that's like the biggest thing. It's like, at least I'm writing every day. Granted, the past 2 days I didn't. And at least I'm having fun and I'm enjoying the story and I see it going somewhere. As for the future, like coming weeks, adjustments. The adjustments this week I want to make is, or goal is, I'm embarking on chapter 11 today. I will finish chapter 11 today. That is the goal for Sunday, November 9th. And by next Sunday, I want to have written up to chapter 15 and then have 16 to 20 outlined. I sit down and outline, and then have edits of Project Terry completes the first 5 chapters. So I have my work cut out for me. The update for the first week of Novel November, and I hope that if you were participating in Novel November, it was a successful first week for you. Hopefully you actually wrote more words than I did. If you did, love that for you. If you didn't, it's okay. We're gonna get there, right? Like, baby steps. What else? But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. And I'm really, really glad that I'm doing this. And if this is, I guess if you're doing Novel November, I'll leave a comment below how this first week went for you. Any struggles, any changes that you are making to hopefully do better this coming week. I know for me, biggest thing is like a 5.5K day. Let's take it on, and outlining. Yeah. So if you have any advice, anything, you stayed till the end. If you went to the Texas Book Festival, or if you're going to a book festival in the coming months, let me know. Let me know of any. I love a good book festival. And I guess I'll see y'all in the next video. This is your sign to grab your laptop and do a writing sprint, because that's what I'm gonna go do now.